Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the SZR Autumn Race Series. We are out on the Watopia Volcano course tonight for 2 laps up the volcano. This is actually a race broadcast I have never done before, at least as far as a course goes. Super excited to get right into the racing of the SZR Autumn Series. Unfortunately, today I do not have any information from zwiftpower.com at the moment on the series. I'm going to go ahead and see if perhaps we can grab some information from the race organizers post that I recently saw over in Zwift Riders. But I believe for right now, the current standings, as far as I can see our server status right now is not currently open on the series over at zwiftpower.com. So we're waiting for that to get open, and we will go ahead and get you more information as soon as possible. But super excited, though, to watch some suffering, essentially, because this is going to be a race, I believe, that's going to be fairly exciting with how punchy of a climb this is. It's a little bit different type of a race course here that we are walking into than usual when it comes to a climber's course. The Watopia Mountain is a solid 18 to 25 minutes at the A to B racer level. The two categories we're definitely going to be mainly taking a look at today at the front end of this race. We also are going to definitely be watching to see in the D category, and they are going to be a part of our second feed today. We definitely have them out here on course to be watching. But as they head their way up toward the volcano, I think the main thing here is that we don't really see a race like this where you have more of a VO2 max. What do you got for about 5 to 6, maybe 7 minutes up and over the top? That's probably what the front end of this A category is going to do. So I'm pretty excited to have a new course out here and get the racers over toward the mountain as fast as we possibly can to see what kind of times they can throw down over the top of this climb. Definitely let me know what your prediction is. What do you think not only the winner today is going to be, but definitely what kind of time these riders are going to throw down up and over the top of the climb. Again, SZR Autumn Series, one of the largest race series in the world of Zwift. I believe we saw about 450 riders jumping into the race today amongst the A category. I think we were pushing into the 150s. The B category had to also be into that 150s or so. So super exciting racing happening today here with the SZR Racing Series. Obviously, lots and lots of people enjoying that. Now, I am opening up our Twitch feed right now. I also do have our social media integration happening. For those of you who would like to interact, you can do so right now. Good to see you there. It looks like Wayne Elvin making a little comment yesterday on Twitter, but I am seeing quite a few others. Paul Brasendale giving us a ride on and a thumbs up. Good to see you there. And just to give you an idea of how this works, all Paul had to do in order to interact and be featured here right on the live stream is comment on the Facebook post over on Zwift Community Live's Facebook, or if you want to, you can also tweet at Z Community Live, tweet at Z Community Live. It looks like Mr. Rowe and King, coach, actually had a group workout earlier today. Sorry about the image coming through incorrectly there, but they're giving us a cool example. They tweeted that at Z Community Live in their tweet. And if you do that, you can go ahead and get involved in the broadcast that way as well. And you can see actually the image that they had over at Twitter also came on through. So you can show us your Zwift setup, what kind of mileage that you've had in Zwift, whatever you like as far as the images go, as long as they get through our filters. So good to see everybody hanging out at the broadcast. What's going on, Chris Fulcher? Good to see you here as well. David Crisp saying he's saving his legs for Saturday. for the Team Worlds, I think is what he's getting at. And I think you had a recent team change, maybe specifically for the Team Worlds. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that on Saturday. I will not be casting that race, but I do believe we do have a caster on that that's getting organized with Tam and Team Worlds. So excited to see how things throw down there. And good luck in your race there, David, for sure. Now, I actually, being fairly unfamiliar with this race course, and how the riders will be attacking this volcano. I believe that they are going to take this S turn around here, and a left-hand turn over into the old ruins of the Italian village, and then be taking a right-hand turn up the volcano. I believe that's what they will be doing. There may be a full circle, though, of the volcano prior to doing that. So we'll have to wait and see how that ends up playing out. It does look like there has not been any attacks as of yet. Everybody's saving their legs a little bit, I believe, prior to heading up the volcano. That's the smart thing to do, that's for sure, because it's going to be an all-out battle to the top. We do have Martin Jorkvik, it looks like, hanging out in the broadcast. He is streaming as well over on Twitch. He is actually the race organizer of the SZR Racing Series. He's also streaming right now the D group in that series. So I'm going to go ahead and throw him a follow over on Twitch. Looks like he might have had some sort of an error in his stream, but we're going to see if we can get that. Definitely get that guy as many follows you possibly can. If you want to head on over to his Twitch, it is just Martin Jorkvik. Twitch.tv/Martin Jorkvik. We got a lot of people actually as of recently jumping onto Twitch and starting up some streaming. Really cool to see everybody getting involved over there, showing off the setups as well as what they're using Zwift for to better themselves through this social cycling platform. Looking forward now here. We see a ton of B riders actually in and amongst this group. There might be so many riders in this group that I may have lost the front end of the A's here, if there are any off the front at this point. Now, I am not seeing Mr. Kim Little. I definitely a few weeks back when we were covering the SZR series, Kim Little was the current leader of the series at that time. I'm not seeing him out there at the moment, though. I'm going to see if I can find any team experimental kits. There is one on the right here making his way up. Tweety from the WBR is there as well. Always good to see him in amongst. There is Kim. Kim actually is amongst the riders right now. I'm not sure if he's the current series leader, is not any longer, only because we do not have any results from zwiftpower.com as of yet. David Williams actually hanging out in the broadcast right now. Thanks a lot for letting us know. Says that Kim is here. And Daffet is also here, long time racer out on Zwift. Good to see him in the broadcast as well. I do believe I saw Daffet out there looking to grab some points as well. Soren Bay, also a part of this race here. It looks like he was actually involved in the KISS race yesterday. I believe was in the final sprint yesterday with a solid result. So these guys, man, showing up week after week, day after day, back to back. Can't get enough of this racing. Riders are going to head down on to the old ruins out of the Italian village, and it will be setting up now. I think the tension's going to start rising just a little bit. Some of the nerves are going to start getting a little bit crazy as they know that mountain is on its way. The volcano, a full-on VO2 max, what do you got effort. More akin, I think, to perhaps the Box Hill effort that you would see over on the London course. As you know, we'll have to see, though. Those boys up and over the top of the Box Hill on London is usually right a 550 full-on, full gas, or around a 615 when they take it a little bit, I wouldn't say easier, but definitely knock everything they possibly got to the top. Martin, thanks a lot, man. Appreciate that. Guys, go ahead and click on Martin's name over at the Twitch channel and throw that guy a follow. Good to see him streaming over on Twitch, and that's part of the D category over there right now. We're going to see if we can bring in, it looks like he's actually hammering away off the front a little bit here. Or no, he's actually following along with the D category. I see. So Kinsella there, whom he is following in the D category there. And I believe Martin is broadcasting it for them. I see what's going on there. I thought maybe that Martin was riding in the D category, giving us a racer focus over there. So we do have Moreira here coming from Team PTZ, not in a PTZ kit unless they swapped up kits recently. It looks like in a black, it looks like Strava kit there now, as they do take the right hand turn now on to the climb. I believe here momentarily it's going to be a right hand turn in a minute. Oh, they're heading into the volcano actually now, and then they're going to exit most likely on the other side and then on up toward the climb. And you actually can see part of the climb here up at the top. They do head through the middle of the volcano bridge here. Pretty sweet, actually, section where you can look down over on the lava in the lap section. Daffer Williams now kicking off the front, 147 beats per minute, right along with Moreira. It looks like Grimshaw trying to go right along with him. Wallström is there, coming out of Sweden there, riding forward, Team Sweden. SZ, the race organizers here showing up at the front end. SZR is there as well with Jay Adams as a part of the race. Jay Adams actually riding unattached. I believe he is not in an SC kit here in this red and black. Now Simon is here as well. Good to see Simon. Hashtag Simon hammering away up toward the front of the race. But there's a 4-second gap now from Herrera as well as Williams. They're throwing a few chips on the table a little early here, perhaps, as they have not even started the climb proper as of yet. So interesting to see them going off the front like this prior to any kind of climbing out on this race so far. So maybe going to be caught up, but you know, with the climbing that's coming on, not sure that it's going to matter all that much, that they're throwing down this little bit of an extra effort prior to climbing up to the top. Might be a little bit of an advantage actually with 3 seconds, as long as they conserve enough energy for a full-on attack of that mountain, because it is going to, or the volcano, because it is going to be everything that got to the top in order to take the W out here today. Here we go. Now they are going to be doing one full lap. It will be one full lap of the volcano prior to heading up to the top. Go ahead and see if we do have anything from ZwiftPower.com. Does not look like the service is going to be back anytime soon. Looking through here now, we are seeing Chris Fulcher saying, missing my Zwifting. Oh, dude, were you lifting? It sounds like maybe some lifting was going on there, but out of commission as of 3 weeks ago. It looks like another 3 weeks to go and then back out there. Chris Fulcher, good to hear, man, and hope to see you out there soon. I would like to see a race over the Three Sisters course. Lee Gostin, that would be a painful experience, but definitely I think it would be one of those races where things get completely spread out, but it would be very cool to see if they can make I think it would be definitely possible. Race organizer wants to put people through that kind of suffering. Miguel Perez saying Moreira is a good racer. He wins a lot of Grand Fondos. Is that Grand E Fondos or actual real life Fondos? Is that what we're getting at, Miguel? I believe that is Grand Fondos. I appreciate that information there. Maria, if you have any more information, Miguel, on some of his past results, we'd love to know. Go ahead and tweet them at us, and we'll go ahead and bring those right on up into the broadcast, actually, for everybody to see what kind of a racer this is in real life here. Wallström now up toward the front, 155 beats per minute. Everybody's kind of setting up at this point. Again, Grupo Compacto, nobody wanting to put too much out just yet. It's going to be reserving, I think, at this point, in order to hold on to as much energy as possible before hitting the climb proper here. Jacobson here, 168 beats per minute. Giljam here coming from Innovation, another team that's represented. Let's take a look at what teams. Innovation hanging out in that Alienware kit, as you can see here. We also have SZR with the obvious FCR on their back there. Daffer Williams from the KRT team. The Power Tap kit there coming from the BRT team as well, as they make their way toward the volcano. Now are on the volcano proper. Left-hand turn into the, as you can see, the roads here just showing up as they enter this instance out here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a solid view of what the volcano climb is going to be looking like for these boys and girls out here today. Gill Jam 5.5 watts per kilogram. They start to kick a little bit, and this is an interesting climb for sure. It starts out a little bit and then down into a negative 5% gradient. Then it kicks again for a little while, but there are a couple of reprieves in here where drafting is definitely going to matter. So hanging onto that wheel and making sure that you do not let it go, going all the way with them till the next section of reprieve could make it so that you can hang on all the way through to the end of the race. And definitely some tactical ability here with the climbing on this volcano course. Now up toward the front, we definitely have Mr. Jay Wallstrom. Simon's there as well. Jay Adams, Little now starting to come toward the front end of this race. S. Bay is there as well. The cream is going to start rising to the top here, boys and girls. We do have Lindroth now falling backwards, 161, 4.2 watts per kilogram, trying to hang on to the pace, but as the riders start to slip away off the front, we're going to definitely start having a split up here of the top dogs in this race right now. Stephen Funk saying, do you think there should be a AA category for Elite Pro 4.5 plus? Yes, I do agree with that, Steve Funk. I do think we should have a 4.5 plus or even an Elite Pro category. Somewhere around the 5.0 watts per kilogram plus would most likely be the way to go there, I think, for that situation. Also, I have another comment through here about the rider on the front that's winning these fundos, Maria Strava profile, and thanks, I appreciate that, Mr. Miguel Perez, and it looks like he's also a mountain biker, actually. Out of, it looks, is that actually out of Portugal? Excuse me, I'm going to have to double check and see where. Yep, coming out of Portugal, coming from PTZ, so definitely strong mountain biker as well as Fondo rider, it sounds like, coming out of Portugal. Thanks a lot for the link there, Miguel. Appreciate it very much. All right, looking through here, we do see Little now starting to make his way to the front here. I'm not sure if he's current series leader or not, but 5.1 watts per kilogram, 157 beats per minute. He's got a few to work with. And again, like we said, the type of climb that we have here being only about 5 to 6 minutes, they can full gas it over these little kicks. That was only about 2 minutes of climbing right now, and then it's going to drop off a little bit onto this flatter section as far as the effort goes, as people hang on to the wheels, and then they'll kick again. And so it's not going to be this full-on 6-7 watts per kilogram, you know, all the way to the top or anything. They've got this back off a little bit, 5 watts per kilogram, 5.4, 160 beats per minute, trying to make sure that nobody is able to come back onto the wheel. And the split is going to be here with M. Seelan here out of Sweden. Kirtan's there as well, coming from the BRT team, hanging out at 180 beats per minute, though. We've got Team Chalk here as well, 182. Ridholm there, 159. Mac D here, 164 as they come and exit outside of the volcano. And it looks like Jacobonus here is able to hang on from the B category. Maybe time for an upgrade for Jacobonus in that B category. Heidel's there as well. And if he can hang on with these boys at the front, definitely going to be a B category rider. If he closes this down now after being dropped off, we'll give him a ride on for it. But now Dafford Williams on the back here, 147 beats per minute. It looks like, and Dafford, just so you guys know here, he beats a little bit lower. His max heart rate's right around the 160s, actually. So he definitely beats quite a bit lower. So he is working very hard within about 15 beats of the max we usually see of Daffod out on course here. So he is working just as hard as Rothel here to get over the top of this climb right now. Wallstrom now again, SC represented here on the top of the volcano. They're almost there. They got 1.5 rotations of this volcano to go. They're going to enter into a little bit of a downhill here. You can see the current gradient, 5% gradient. Here are the gaps. Now we do have this front group running now just about, it looks like 2 seconds up from Kirtan, who's been dropped off now. And then right behind him, we do have Jacobonus. They're trying to close things down as well. About, It looks like Jacobonus actually able to close it down. He actually was able to stay on terms there with that front group. But in the B category, there is the gap, and this is the race for the B category. Avelsberger, Heidel, all trying to stay on terms with that front group. But they're walking away now with 12 seconds, as you can see, up toward the front now. Daffin, MacD, Grimshaw, Soren, Bay, Kim Little in there. Laurie's coming from Belgium. We do also have Runberg there from Team Velocity, as well as Ericsson, also out of Sweden. Rolfo there now, hammered away with D. Pinto now for the PTZ team. Ridholm is there, it looks like, from SZ right now. So that is the riders that are making it over the top here all together. It does look like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably around 12, maybe 15 riders now. One last kick from Kim Little as they round out the top of the climb now. We're going to see if this helicopter can bring in the view of the invisible rider Kim Little there, 6.4 watts per kilogram, as he makes his way around on. All we've got is socks and a helmet, boys and girls. Socks and a helmet. He's so light, he has disappeared out on course here today. Definitely grab a clip of that one, as we've got invisible riders out here today hammering away. All we've got is the it's a couple of shoes and a helmet of Kim Little hammering away, disappeared. Now that is some serious weight to open there, boys and girls, from the man himself. Endlessly attacking is rarely attacking. Leo Zwift is letting us know. I wasn't actually seeing, I was noticed the name early on, but I haven't seen anything from him as of yet, as you were saying. So no more endlessly attacking, it looks like, coming from him. One last kick, 9% gradient. This one kicks up at the end, always makes you suffer. And this is where people are going to start dropping like flies. Daffin now going backwards right along with Runberg, as you can see here. 190 beats per minute, 156 for Daffin here. Ridholm now 3.7 watts per kilogram. New PR here for Kim Little, 625 over the top, 167 beats per minute right now. Ericsson's there as well. Grimshaw able to make it. Adams, Ridholm's going to have to kick and get right back on terms. He does so with that 167 beats per minute. Grimshaw able to go. MacD, one last effort here from the TFC boy before they head down the other side. Now it's going to be up to the chasers to close this down. Now we do have with the B category here, they are jumping into our feet actually from the other side because they are closer than the other riders that are up, that are chasing down those front areas. Here is a lonesome now, a rider trying to get back on terms with the front end of this group here, as well as Nigers. Here we do have Ross, Lindroth, and Jacobson, 181 beats per minute. Now 2 seconds, it looks like, is the difference between these riders, but it's 33 up to the lead group, or at least the lead chase group here now. 4 seconds, and it keeps on bringing me back to the riders on the other side of the volcano. We'll stop clicking around. We'll find the front end of this race as quickly as we possibly can. But it will be, looks like, Giljam. As soon as they enter this section, this is when they all show up. So I'm going to see if I can move forward without leaving these boys at this point. That's one time up on the top of the volcano. They've got one more time to go. They're making this chase in earnest now. At will now here. Lindred. Let's keep moving forward, see if we can find the front end of this race. But we've got all the B category riders now populating the group riders nearby. So we're going to see if we can maybe, it's probably going to have to wait until we get to the bottom of the course here prior to being able to grab that, grab the other riders here. Kim Little says, that is actually all I am wearing in real life, Kim Little says. And that's what should happen when you use a feather power-up, G. Leo. It says that your avatar should completely, that's actually a really good point there, G. Leo. I'd love to see, that feature in game, you just disappear. Invisible riders, that deserves a price increase. Jens Fried Rasmussen says over at the Facebook. Good to have you here, Jens, as we are heading down the other side of the volcano here today. Giljam now, it looks like, trying to make that chase from Innovation. Not sure they're going to see the front end of that race again. 33 seconds was the difference last time we checked. Looking for Heidel here, still making the chase in the B category. Rickskamp, Lindroth, It is 12 seconds actually to this chase group. Daffod and it looks like a few others still trying to chase down. It looks like the 29-second gap up to the main front group now that is containing Mr. Kim Little right along with Riddleholm. Mac D. Soren Bay is there as well. Grimshaw now 3.3 watts per kilogram. And it looks like it's all calmed down at the front, but we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I believe, 7 riders now on the front end of this race. It will be Kim Little, Grimshaw, Mac D, Ridholm, as well as Soren Bay. Lorries is in there as well amongst these riders right now. So it looks like this is going to be your lead group. Ericsson with a little bit of a kick there now to hang on as well in this group here. 123 beats per minute. So definitely calming down as they're going to make their way around the volcano and then one more time to the top. Not a long race today by any means, but definitely a very difficult full gas race every time they kick up and over the top of the mountain. It's like a 6-minute everything you got interval after a little bit of tempo racing and kicking the sprints out in order to hang on with the group. Here's the type of race that you're getting. Now, this is all for those of you just tuning in, those of you unfamiliar with what's going on right now. Excuse me. This is all real riders on real bikes with real heart rates hammering away. So these avatars are actually being powered by all of them by Kim Little. No, just kidding. Kim Little here out of the UK, 4.2 watts per kilogram. Mac D here, 150 now, coming out of Scotland actually. Grimshaw here, also out of the UK, 153 beats per minute. So they were just pushing those heart rates up in those 180s. Boys and girls, in order to hang on to the kind of paces that they were throwing down here. And the watts per kilogram they're throwing out is definitely elite type numbers at the front end of these A races here. Lori's here now, 147 beats per minute up into a zone 2, zone 3, most likely. That is their tempo pace, what they could hold for probably about 2, 3, even up to 5 hours straight at a peak power effort there for Lori's right now. Adams there as well, 157. Ericsson, 155. Everybody's calm down. Nobody really looks to be in any bother right now. Ericsson, though, with that 130, 129, definitely be watching out for him to be battling Kim Little to the top of this climb here in this SZR Racing Series today. Nathan, any info on eCrit extension? Don't want to get into another discussion. Just curious if you heard anything. Nothing whatsoever. What is weird? What is that weird blue X flag? Thanks a lot, Kim. I appreciate the comments on Nathan's understanding of the flags of the world after yesterday. I appreciate that very much. So look, so no information, G Leo, no information whatsoever. And there was plenty of discussion about it, and I'm glad that everybody had a chat about it over in the Facebook groups. I think it was definitely heard loud and clear, the different opinions that were coming through about what shouldn't be done and all those different things. It definitely was on minds, but I have not heard anything extra on any kind of extension or what is going on with eCrit. So if I do get some information, I will get it to you. Now, all right. I do not know this course, obviously, whatsoever, and what they do for 2 times up and over the top of the volcano. I thought that they were going to go around the volcano there, but it looks like it is full loops of the Watopia volcano course 2 times. This is going to be over an hour race here, full on over there. And this is going to be traveling not quite as fast at the front end of this race, actually, with these riders. So mistakes were made in the commentary there, boys and girls. I said it wasn't going to be that long of a race, but no, it is definitely going to be a longer race out here today with Adams Little now and Mac D off the front. Lori's now making sure that he's able to hang on, but now with 29 seconds, I think they're not too concerned about the riders here behind, and they have, I believe, given up the ghost of actually chasing these boys down and are racing for somewhere outside the top 10, I believe, at this point, somewhere around 9th and 10th place out there today. Endlessly Attacking's not doing a lot of attacking, as Gilio was saying earlier, but he's in there in that GCN kit there with Ceylon, as well as Isaac's in there making up this chase group of about 12 riders or so. If you did not see, the Team Dimension Data Zwift Academy for the men has finished, and it's pretty cool little video that Zwift did release recently, and we definitely want to highlight the winner as much as we possibly can, as well as the efforts of the other riders that did make the final here. But there was one pro contract recently given away. As things calm down here in the A and B category, we're going to go ahead and throw you guys some information about the things that have been going out on Zwift in the community. So we'll be right back as things calm down during this section of the race, and we're going to grab some more info and interaction with some of the riders as well.
If someone told me at the start of the year that I got to a World Tour training camp using Zwift, I would have laughed at them, and now we're here waiting to find out who's about to get onto the Dimension Data Continental team, so it's pretty insane.
A big part of the final itself is to see how they integrate with the team and the staff. The beauty of this is that these are under 23 riders that are already, all three of them are exceptional in terms of their powers and their power to weight figures. Certainly one of them that I think can really develop that in the coming years, and future's bright for sure for him.
Yeah, I mean, they've been some of the nicest guys I've met. What an experience for each and every one of them.
Whoever's going to be the first male guy to join the Pro Peloton from Zwift, it's changing cycling.
Everything that's happened this week has been a highlight. Pretty nervous. I guess like it hasn't really hit me.
Pretty nervous. Yeah, like a lot rests on this decision.
3 finalists, 1 pro contract.
So the rider that'll be on the 2018 Team Dimension Data Continental team is Ollie.
You got it, the pole. The week's been phenomenal. It just tops it off. Yeah, for sure. I feel bad for the other guys because we're all the same. We're all at the same level, and it's just so grateful to everyone involved. And moves Adelaide.
Oh, obviously a little bit disappointed, but nah, stoked for Ollie. He deserves it, and yeah, we'll see him in the World Tour in a few years.
It's motivated me so much to try and make it to this next level. It's definitely been like a life-changing week.
I meant what I said. All 3 of you would have been amazing assets to our team. So
thank you.
It's anything is possible. Okay.
We couldn't have asked for a better group of riders to contest the final. Any one of them could have been worthy winners.
Good job. Well done.
Cheers.
Super happy for you. It'll be a privilege to have you in the team.
Thank you.
Bicycles change lives for communities in need and for young Ollie Jones.
So Team Dimension Data is with the Academy men's side with Ollie Jones winning that. Absolutely awesome. As well as those who are just tuning in and unfamiliar with Zwift. Zwift is a massive multiplayer online game in which riders actually compete and ride with each other from all over the world simultaneously, actually. And it is not just about racing. We also do have group workouts that we do here on Zwift Community Live out on Zwift, as well as group rides that you can jump into. You can see me hammered away in one of the Coach Hendy rides that we have broadcast here. So definitely not just about racing, but right now we are covering the SZR Racing Autumn Series, and we do have a solid group of A racers on the front end of this race right now with it looks like Giljam here right along with Sealand Lindroth there as well. 25 seconds back at this point, trying to pull that front group back in here. But Kim Little here in the rain, suiting coming out of the UK here as they enter the, exit the Ocean Boulevard here momentarily, heading underneath what's been coined the old Jarvis tree right now. Soren now also up there at the front coming out of the Denmark International Field. Denmark represented, the UK represented here. Scotland with the MacD from the TFC team, the Friday Criterium team. Laurie's there out of Belgium. Good to see him hammering away. The Welshman there, coming out of Wales there. It looks like David Williams, 24 seconds back here. Sweden obviously represented in mass here in this SZR Racing Series right now here. Jay Adams now 5.6 watts per kilogram. Now a little bit of a kick. 6 watts per kilogram coming from Lori's. Now 7. Now this is a full-on attack. Once you hit 7, 8 watts per kilogram, it is definitely attack. Maybe not full on trying to get away at this point. Not sure, knowing the level that these riders have put out so far, maybe just trying to keep everybody honest and burning a few matches, just a little match here to try and give a little bit of a kick. But at the level that these guys are riding, they're just trying to hold the chase group off, I think, at this point before they hit the climb again. A lot of times in race situations, actually, when you get an initial selection on a serious climb, the riders, are motivated at that time because there's not a whole lot of drafting going on. And as long as they can just set a crazy high effort, they can use their raw power to get away from other riders that aren't quite as strong as they might be. But on these flatter sections, that definitely is the points at which the chase groups can come back to them. But the reality is, a lot of times, is that the riders then that are in that front group will just have a higher pace the next time they come up over the top. And this is going to be more of a Gruppo Compacto type time where they can relax, bring a little bit of reprieve, while the chase group has to work harder than this group in order to bring them back into the fold. As you can see, this 22 seconds doesn't disappear quickly. And all they have to do is put out a tempo to threshold pace in order to hold on to this gap. While these boys chasing, they're going to have to throw down a VO2 max effort in continuance of each other over and over again if they want to bring these boys back into the fold here. And then even at that point, because of the gap that was opened up there, they'll have to give out an effort that's equal or more if they want to win to the riders that are up front. And that's why front groups making the selection in a race is so incredibly important, actually. If you don't have a huge team to work for you, a huge team within a peloton like you see in the World Tour teams, they say, oh, don't worry about it. We've got workhorses for that. We're going to pull those boys that go off the front back in. But if you get enough talent off the front, it's going to cause the main chase groups and the pelotons then to have to work that much harder to bring this all back into the fold. And if you don't have 5-6 teams that all have a motivation to bring that back and have the power to workhorses to do so, what ends up happening is that not making that lead selection ends up making it so that you have to put out that much more effort later on in the race in order to be involved at the end. So it's always so incredibly important to make the lead group for conservation of energy. It almost sounds counterintuitive. Now we do have an attack here from Kim Little though. 7 watts per kilogram real quickly, maybe not wanting to leave it to the final moments of the race, or maybe just trying to light things up here a little bit, but he does see it getting down to 23 seconds. I'm not sure he's too concerned about that. Maybe he sees a little inattentiveness there from MacD and Grimshaw and trying to force them to throw a little energy here out onto the course right now. But it looks like all back together though. We're going to go ahead and see. It's not going to be a sprint effort, though, today, most likely over the top of the climb. Now, my question, I think I've casted this one other time. I might have spoke incorrectly earlier, but I am not sure, actually, on where the official finish line is out on this Watopia volcano climbing course, actually, because the riders... are they going to finish over the top of the volcano itself, or is it going to be a battle to the finish line proper? I believe they do come all the way to the finish line proper on Watopia. We'll have to wait and see, though. Nathan, any chance Zwift might occasionally have age categories in races for us oldies? Thinking maybe us over 40s and 50s might get to compete. And there is a Masters Race Series, Kim Little is letting you know there. And Zwift is not actually organizing that, but the community has organized some Masters Racing Series, actually. So you are able to jump into those. I do not know anything about the age groups, though, for racing official from Zwift. G. Leo's Zwift is saying, if only we were all 21 like Ollie Jones. And good to him, though, for getting the contract there. Gary Hargorder saying, I'm a member, gonna have to try this ride. Looks great. Good to see you there, Gary. Gary, actually, this is one of the most popular races out on Zwift right now. They have over 450, I believe, participants that have signed up, Gary. I highly suggest the SZR Racing Series. It is a huge one. Paul Hopkins, the Hopster, is here. Go on, Kim. Hulk smash. Levang is in here as well, saying, go Vikings. We'll have to take a look and see where the Vikings are at out on course here today. NG, great work on the broadcast. Keep it up. You always add value to the races. Mike Russell, it's great to have you here. Thanks a lot for tuning in. How long is this course? 2 laps out here on the volcano. And Stromgrid maybe out there suffering right now, like tuning in real quick. Nathan, let me know when the suffering is going to end. No, but it is going to be 2 laps of the volcano course. I believe they finished up right around the 15-mile mark, so most likely about 30 miles of racing or so. ZwiftPower.com is currently down. I do have Zwift events, though, so I can get that information for you there real quickly. Maybe not actually, as I do not have the I'm not able to go backwards in time actually on Zwift.com/events and see past events. That's actually why the Zwift mobile link is a great thing to have, as well as the ZwiftPower.com when it is up and functioning with the races. But I'm not seeing any information either over at ZwiftPower.com. 45.4 kilometers. There we go. 45.4 kilometers. So they are going to be finishing 2 laps volcano climb up and over the top of this volcano. And with 45.4 kilometers, we're 19.7 miles in. If I do the math correctly there, maybe ZwiftPower.com is incorrect. Not positive they're finishing up over the top of the climb. Kim, you can type while racing, right? Let me know, how much do you got left in your race? What does it say up at the top of your race right now? We are seeing some more comments coming through. The main problem I have with Zwift, oh boy, here we go, is after a ride or workout, the stats screen seems to be telling me to eat pizza to replace calories burned. I'm getting fatter every day. Oh man, I'm not sure that was the suggestion. I think it was in the positive of getting rid of the pizza that you had eaten. Here's how many slices that you have burned off so far. If we take it that way, it's telling you don't go eat pizza. Do you see the flogging that you did of yourself just recently? And it's a reminder of what the pizza did to you and what you just had to do in order to get rid of the pizza. I think that's more of how, more of what they're aiming at there, is that, do you know the suffering you just went through? Here's the pizza that made that suffering happen. I'm not sure it's actually suggesting to go eat any pizza whatsoever. There used to be a burrito power-up too. I would like to bring that back and have it be just the opposite of the feather power-up. So G. Leo, I would actually like the burrito to come back. There was some discussions about that going on, I believe. I think it's time to bring the burrito back. The burrito was a great power-up because it can counteract the drafting power-up. It could also be a response to the arrow power-up, and as well as the feather power-ups in some ways as well. Because here's the thing, is that even if you use the arrow power-up, if somebody grabs your wheel, they can hit that draft. If you use the burrito, there's no drafting for 15 to 30 seconds or something along those lines, right? So I need a burrito on all the downhills, Phil Clark is saying. 14 kilometers to go, Kim Little says. So they are going all the way to the finish line, all the way to the finish line out here today, over the top of the climb and to the finish line proper, I believe, out on Zwift here today in the SZR Autumn Racing Series right now. Keep the comments and questions coming, boys and girls. We will definitely bring them in. Come on, Kim. Housewives are washing, Sean Gray is saying. And to the line last week, and Masters is still going strong. Des Mooney is letting us know. Good to hear. And I do know that this is a great, definitely a really well-organized Masters program, actually. Definitely check that out with the community. There's some Masters racing going on with the ZHR boys. And if you are looking to get into some Masters specific racing, definitely take a look around on the Facebook groups and look out for that ZHR Masters series that does pop up on the Zwift events. Thanks, but out, Stromgren is saying. So it sounds like maybe he is out there racing right now in the middle of this. Again, if you would like to interact, you can see right over there, comment on the Facebook video or tweet at Z Community Live. We can bring your comments, pictures, anything that you have to share with us, as long as it can be shared. We will try and do so here on the broadcast right now with Zwift Community Live. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure to head on over to our Twitch channel. It does look like we have a lot of Renee, look at, I saw that, Renee. It does look like we have a lot of new viewers tuning in. Hit that follow button on the Facebook, but actually even more important is head on over to our Twitch channel. We are actually on a campaign right now to increase our presence on Twitch, a live streaming platform. And if you want to get push notifications, the advantage to you as a viewer, a consumer of Zwift Community Live content, is that you will get push notifications to your email as well as to the Zwift mobile app whenever we go live, actually. And also the desktop app for Twitch, if you do have the desktop app, will pop up a notification for anyone that you do follow and ask for those push notifications. So go ahead, head on over to twitch.tv/Zwift Community Live and throw us a follow over there, because that is the live streaming platform where we are growing a fitness community around this massive multiplayer online game that is Zwift, in which all these racers are bettering themselves through the power of bicycles right now. And as you can see, the bettering themselves is in the likes of Kim Little hammering away, making the suffering happen here at 160 beats per minute for the rest of the group, trying to hang on to him. Ridholm here coming out of Sweden, jumping right onto that wheel. Adams is there, 6.6 watts per kilogram, 157 beats per minute. Mag D, though, 5.4, hanging on the back of that TFC kit. And we do have 15 seconds back. They've closed it down to 15 seconds, but now it's going to be that moment that they've been waiting for. They've been resting up for this section right here to climb to the top of the volcano. And I don't think that they're going to be closing that down any longer unless there's some sort of hotshot amongst the chase group here that's been reserving a whole lot of wattage per Zuka to get back up to the front end of this race. 14 seconds is the difference now. Kim up to the front, 6.8 watts per kilogram. This is going to be the final attacks to try and get some sort of breathing room prior to the finish line. Now, this is like those Tour de France stages where you see them have a climb prior to the finish line, but the finish line is still a few K out in some backcountry French town you've never heard of except for during the Tour de France. And the the riders here climbing up over the top, they're going to have to get a solid amount of time, because if there's only one or two of them, the chase group is going to have the advantage of working together with a lot of riders. So you've got to break this up enough with enough time to get to the front end, to get to that finish line prior to being caught by the group. So it's definitely going to have to be everything they got to the top of this climb, get as much time as they possibly can, if they can break off anybody from this lead group right now. John Farr saying, put a link to the Twitch. John, if we do have a mod sitting here in the Twitch channel, we are getting a ask actually for the link, and I'll go ahead and grab it for you. John Farr is actually asking for it. I think I can do it very quickly here. I actually have super special top secret programs I'm using in order to put all this out here for the social media integration, so I don't always have the feed right in front of you. But here you go, boys and girls. If you would like to jump into the Twitch and give us a follow over there, I'm going to go ahead and pin this at the top of the at the top, head on over to our Twitch channel, give it a follow, boys and girls, and that is the place that you can get all of all of our broadcasts pushed directly to your email if you want them there, or on the Twitch mobile app on your phone, or on the desktop app. You can always have those up as well. Also, quick little announcement and update here. You know, some of your favorite vloggers from YouTube are starting to stream actually on Twitch. We're working with the Vegan Cyclist, actually. He's now started a Twitch channel and is going to be doing a lot of his training and racing on Zwift live on Twitch. He also, Cycling Maven. I've been playing actually a little bit of PUBG here there with Maven and having some conversations about the advantages of being on Twitch.tv, as well as supporting their YouTube growth through the live streaming on Twitch and how they interact together. And so, you know, some of the big hitters in this space of cycling starting to live stream over there as well. Make sure to find them over on Twitch. They should be linking those up maybe at some point soon as they get their setups more perfected. Find them over there. The Vegan Cyclist is actually _vegan_cyclist over on Twitch, as well as Cycling Maven. I believe he used Mark Ferguson for his name over there, but I'm not positive he's going to change up that channel name. You might have to wait for that. Tweet at the Maven though, and let him know, hey, where's your Twitch at, boys and girls? Because we definitely want to give that a follow. So more and more signing up over there for their live streaming as they get into the winter months. For me personally, the live streaming was amazing as well. If you're looking to get into this, because I actually had this witness of what my effort was. That was so incredibly important for my training, and it became a part of my daily schedule to go and hang out with my live stream, actually. So all of this was Zwift Community Live actually started with when we were in beta 3 years ago. I was the first person to start live streaming Zwift on Twitch, actually 3 years ago in beta. And it's a pretty amazing story, actually, how it all ended up working out. But the thing was, though, is that I was just coming back for the training. I was racing as a professional cyclist, and having that community holding me accountable was really, really important for my training, actually, for me to get it done day in and day out, 5 hours on the bike on the trainer at a time, or whatever it is that I needed to do, the intervals I needed to do when I didn't want to do them, having my community there pushing me on. I got that third 20-minute interval in because the community was there when I didn't want to do it, when I didn't want to climb Watopia Mountain one more time, when I didn't want to finish the race and hold on to the wheel of the robot that was killing me at the front end, like we see Grimshaw and Bay and Ericsson and the rest here at the front, and now we've lost it. No, back to the front. Here we go. We're gonna get back to the front here, boys and girls, of this race as we do come around to the top. And now, but so just so you guys know, it is actually beyond just trying to grow a viewership there. There's also a community aspect in the live streaming world that really does hold you accountable and gives you some solid benefits to your workouts as well. Now looking through here, if I can see if there's any comments coming on through here. And we're saying hello from Denver. Phil Clark is saying, E-Fish says, welcome guys to the Twitch fam. Good to see you there, E-Fish, as well. Simon Oxen says, when I grow up, I want to be like Kim Little. Simon, Team Experimental in the chat, letting us know who they want to win. Hopefully we can find Kim out on course here. I believe we're going to do so. Nilsson is here now making that chase here. Johansson is there as well. Kirtan now here. Here's Tweety there coming from the WBR team, leading this pack out. They may give us access to the front end of this race. Rask now going to be the man who's going to get us to the front now. It's also going to be Lindred there. Endlessly Attacking is there as well, a part of this chase group as they make the final attack up and over the top here. Ridholm now on his way down, but here are the front runners there with Bay, Ericsson, Grimshaw, and Little. It's going to be far at the front, but Kim Little now 2 seconds off the back now. That attack he made up and over the top, and here goes Jugabonis though. B category right along with Heidel off the front. What is even happening here, boys and girls? 24.4, excuse me. No, that's their final attack up and over the top. Didn't know what I was talking about. There's just all kinds of stuff happening in the feed here on the right-hand side on this volcano course. And we are still actually in the social media integration scene, as Nathan is messing up all kinds of productions there. But here we go with it. Looks like Bay, Erickson, Grimshaw, Little. 3 seconds off the back here, boys and girls. Let's go, Kim Little. Can he bring this back? It's just a little bit of wattages, Kim. Come on now. It's in your name. Can you bring back that 3 seconds? 3 seconds is nothing, but Erickson knows who's chasing him. He knows he has to keep the pressure on. He knows one of the strongest men we've ever seen race out on Zwift is chasing him down at 6 watts per kilogram right now. Team Experimental, it's all on the line. 168 beats per minute right now. Grimshaw, 167. Erickson still kicking 5.4. Bay now working together with Erickson, not wanting him to come back. The Dane right along with the man out of Sweden here, trying to make it happen and take down the 2 out of the UK here. And it looks like the United Kingdom might get back on terms with Grimshaw and Kim Little now. And we've got Johnny Noblet cheering on Kim, saying, go Kim, get back on terms here. So it looks like we've got a whole lot coming out of Kim for the win here. I had trouble staying with him in XRS race and was on an e-bike. Paul Hopkins is saying, great stuff. I'd be toast here coming from Connor Dobley. Housewives are washing, Renee Ronald Gut is saying, and I want to be Kim Little when I grow up. So here we go, boys and girls. Everybody's growing up today trying to be Kim Little, it looks like, as they watch him try and take down the other 3 out here today. But it's going to be Erickson and Grimshaw. Watch out for them. Sweden's representing here in the SZR racing series, the Swedish Zwift racing series, actually. So maybe trying to represent in his home country's race here. One of the largest races out on Zwift. If you haven't checked out SZR series yet, make sure to do so. Over 400 riders showing up for the race today here. So Johnny Noblet's now saying, Kim Little is the best person ever. Go Kim, go Kim. I love you. Oh my goodness, Johnny. Okay, Johnny Noblet with the full-on love for Kim there. Kim should go eat some of those pizza slices and let the Swede win. Marcus Thielander is saying the Swede's definitely been giving him a run for his money off the front there. Kim up in the 140s, though, actually down. Excuse me, that's actually Erickson down into the 140s, resting up a little bit. 154 from Kim there. Soren Bay there coming with a 149. Everybody getting those heart rates down now as they know there's going to be one last final attack to the line. No power-ups in SZR races, boys and girls. If you've noticed, there's been no feather power-ups, no drafting, no arrows so far. It's just what do you got to the line tactically? And as we do see Grimshaw there hanging on to the wheel of Erickson and Bay. Bay now making his way to the front, 4.5, trying to keep it fast, it looks like still. But they've got enough of a gap. They don't really have to worry about anything. I think they're just making sure that their positioning and their rotation is correct so they do not lose a wheel now at this point. Little now 2.1 watts per kilo, 1.9, resting up on this downhill. 4 riders on the front. 4 riders on the front now. The chase group, though, on their way down as well. Flying 34 miles per hour, 37 miles per hour or so. Avelsberger, Wallstrom is in there as well as Rolfo. I think this is the main chase group. I'm just going to double check here real quick. Lindroth, as I look at the map here, let's go ahead and bring in this main chase group. We will bring you right back to the front action in the lead group, but I do have Pinto here from PTZ, Lindroth, and quite a few others. As I look down from the helicopter view, it does look like that is the main front group now, right now, that is making their way down the mountain. I'm not seeing anybody else really too far ahead now in this A category. There's one off the front, I think, right about here where my cursor is. You can see the negative 5% gradient. You can see the map, and you can also see all the other categories that are out on the volcano making their way around right now. And I believe that this group, there is one off the front of this group right now, a little ways up the front, off the front. I think they might have been dropped off from the main leaders. And then up over ahead, I believe this is the Kim Little group making the turn into the volcano right now. So that is the main group up front there. This is the main chase group that is chasing down one rider, I think, who is still on the front end is still just off the back, just a little bit from this main group of 4 that found himself. And it is going to be Ridholm and Adams, actually. That's who it is. Ridholm and Adams, Jay Adams, who are unable to hang on to the pace here at the front, being chased down by the main peloton now at this point. And they're going to have the work cut out for them as they are just entered into the volcano. And the main chase group has almost got them within their sights. This is for a top 5 position still. They're going to have to really lay it down on the pavement here. What do they got for power to hold these boys off? Traveling along at 31, 32 miles per hour right now. And you can see with this front group now, they're even within sights now. As the main chase group enters the volcano, you can actually see that this group is really starting to fly along now. And if they can put a few on the front and start kicking 5-6 watts per kilogram, Jay Adams, you can see the Ernest and Jay Adams, they're up ahead, 5.3 watts per kilogram. Now it's only 15 seconds to them as the peloton is coming on right now. As we said earlier on, it's just like one of those stages in the TDF where they finish on the top of a climb. Well, they don't finish on the top of a climb. It's not a mountaintop finish like we see in the volcano coming over the top there. It's actually the type of finish where they've got a few K to go to the finish line, and they've got to hold on to the gap that they get. If the gap is not enough, they will be brought back in by the teams, by the chase groups, by those motivated to bring them back into the fold here. Kim Little here, 4.4 watts per kilogram, 30 seconds now, 26 miles per hour. Currently, the main group is traveling at 30 miles per hour, though. Chasing these boys down right now. Mac D from the TFC and the rest have already just demolished 15 seconds. 15 seconds is gone. Just like that, we can see that it is actually brought back. Ridholm and Jay Adams are only 10 seconds ahead at this point of this main chase group. They might get swallowed up here pretty quickly by this fast, hungry pack of wolves now out on course. But now about to take the final turn into the finish line. They're going to have time actually for those reserves for that sprint. They're not going to be brought back into that chase group, but still Adams and the others, they're going to have to be watching over their back here. They're going to have to keep on pressing that 5 watts per kilogram as Mac D and the others trying to pull that in. But now it becomes a question of, do I want to sprint at the end? Do I actually want to make this kind of a chase at this point? Because if I do, I will end up not being in the final sprint of the day. All right, now it's starting to open up here, boys and girls. We are going to see who's going to take the W. Who's it going to be? We have Little. Wait a second. Is Cedarholm and Endlessly attacking off the front here? No, they're not. That was just a mix-up. Oh, no. Now we've lost the... Okay. All right. There we go, boys and girls. We're right back in it here. Kim Little now. Right along with, it looks like Grimshaw now resting up 1.8 watts per kilogram. Again, no power-ups. Here goes Erickson, 6.0. Little starts to open it up. Here it is, boys and girls. 8 watts per kilogram, as you can see. 15 watts per kilogram coming from Kim Little. Looking over his shoulder now. I'm not sure he's going to be caught at the line. Kim Little, 13 watts per kilogram. Erickson's there as well. And it looks like 15 from Grimshaw, though. Grimshaw coming on like a maniac. Is he going to do it? It's going to be Grimshaw at the line, boys and girls. Able to get away from Kim Little, followed up by Owen. Was Little nipped at the line? I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the replay. We weren't able to get the side-by-side, but we were able to get a little bit of a view of it, and we'll be able to see in the right-hand side of the screen there. But look at this, boys and girls. It was Little on the front there, but Grimshaw passing him at the last second, and then Kim Little, 19.6, 9.6. Was he able to hold on? And Little was able to hold on just barely. We saw it there at the finish, just barely on the right-hand side of the screen there. Let's go ahead and look at that one more time as they come across the line there. And we do have, it looks like, the second pack coming across in just a moment here, boys and girls. And I'm going to miss it. I apologize. Unable to watch that one here. But now you can see a little ways back there, Kim Little was in second place, but Grimshaw with that crazy effort there. And as you can see here, Grimshaw and then Kim Little 7 point, and then Erickson is still behind, it looks like, as they cross the line there. We do not have ZwiftPower.com today, so we're unable to bring in the actual broadcast. Great sprint. That was absolutely amazing there between them all. But Grimshaw able to pull it off there in the final. Between the races. I apologize to the other riders that were a part of that chase group. I wanted to get your finish, but I was unable to get that through here. I probably should have put the replay button on my second feed there, and I would have been able to get it for you, but I was unable to grab that. Apologies to you guys. I will see if I can grab the rest of the B category and C category as they make their way to the line here. Replay again. Johnny Noblet is saying, all right, we'll try and get the replay through again if we can here. But we did have a solid sprint there at the end. And having that slow-mo is really nice, actually, for the finish line to see what happened there with the camera there. And so we at least were able to see on the right-hand side in the riders nearby where things were at as they made their way across the line here. I'm still moving my way backwards through a lot of the riders. There are plenty and plenty of racers and riders out on course right now, and I'm not able to find my way. I mean, there's so many people logging in, you guys, I can't even get to the start-finish line. It's absolutely insane right now out on Zwift. I'm going to see if I can find my way back there with my second feed here, and if I can, I'll go ahead and bring in the C's, but there's like thousands upon thousands of people out on Zwift right now, hammering away, better themselves through the power of bicycles right now. We do see a couple SZRs actually logging in, getting their cool down in after they've saved the Strava, it looks like here. And I am clicking through a million times, boys and girls, and cannot seem to find. There we go. So we do have Simon Howe here. It looks like was dropped off a little while ago, making his way to the line actually in the A category. Schlegel now making his way to the line as well in that B category, about 17 seconds back from him. We'll have a couple sprints to the line here. Coming out of Sweden now, we do have, it looks like, so now right along with it looks like Legistron now with 8.3 watts per kilogram coming from him up and out of the saddle, now chasing down the HIK rider. HIK gonna have to give one last kick to the line. Here it comes, 5.8, knowing that Legistron is coming right now, and it looks like Person right along with Teslas, and then Legistron, Cone, and then will Schlegel be able to hold this off? He sees these boys on his heels and just barely gonna be able to hold on to that 2 seconds perhaps, but no, Tisilius to the line, kicks right on by Pearson, unable to hang on. It looks like perfectly timed by Tisilius. Bring the ball for the Vikings. Schlegel there as well, and then G. Smith. That is going to be your riders in that. In the B category across the line. That is not for the win in the B category. I believe there were a few others that made their way across the line first. There are so many here, though, boys and girls, in this race right now. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make my way back, or in the riding out on Zwift right now, that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make my way back. The most popular time out on Zwift is right about now with about 4,000 riders, I would think, somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 riders out on course. If I were to leave the I'm going to go ahead and leave the event and log back in on my main avatar, and we could probably see how many riders there are. 4,312 out on Zwift right now. As you can see, I am hanging out over in the pens here, and it looks like Christian Weidman logging in. Wonder what's going on here, what these guys are up to. XRS race, I think, maybe about to take off. Z-Sun, not sure exactly what race is happening here, or ride. But that was the SZR race, guys and gals. I'm not going to be able to find my way back to the C and D category, but Martin Jortvik is broadcasting it right now over on Twitch. If you would like to go check that out, you can watch his feed right now of the D and C category riders. I'll go ahead and throw you guys a link over at the Zwift Community Live Twitch right now. Go ahead and head on over there, and you can check that out if you want to watch the D and C category race finish out over there. DChris ODZ, good to see you there. Grasshopper's here. Cool, I'll watch you here then. Grasshopper equals John Farr. Good to see you there, John Farr. And Dr. Williams saying there's 4,300 currently on right now, and they are logging in left and right. It's time, maybe, to get some, maybe we need like a race course. I don't know. I'm going to leave that one alone. But maybe, I mean, with 4,300, no, we just need the tool. We just need a couple of the broadcast tools so that we can then just call and only see out on course and move around within the event as we would like to, rather than being popped out into open world racing with all 4,000 other people out there out on course here. Any questions or comments coming on through, make sure to bring them my way right now because we're about to end the broadcast here, boys and girls. Nathan Garrett coming at you from Zwift Community Live. Again, if you haven't done so already, you can follow us over on Twitch for all of our live streams, as well as over on YouTube for all of our VOD content. All of our videos are over on YouTube as well for replay if you want to watch them. We will be back tomorrow with our regular broadcast of Ian Anderson's Race and Focus, as well as the KISS Racing Series. Friday, we're looking to have some community chat. If you guys want to join in with that, we'll link up a Discord that you can jump into and interact directly with us on any kind of community chat that you would like to have, as well as perhaps an interview with a couple of individuals within the Zwift community doing some awesome things, actually. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow for the KISS Thursday night Europe race. Thanks, everybody, for good job to all of the racers, excuse me. And as always, ride on.